Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Assassin's Creed Origins. And that is not Bayek, that is Ezio! His armor is actually in this game. This is from the Brotherhood of Assassins, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And this is free armor, part of the Ubisoft club, and he looks fantastic!
He looks awesome.
Yeah, he does. Oh, I just want to play the rest of the game as Ezio.
I feel like the white color really stands out against everything else. It makes your eye go directly to it.
Mm-hmm.
But
so today we're going to be doing some side quests, and just kind of.
He looks so cool.
Yep. So we can free the prisoners of the Temple of Ammon, which is where we're going. And I just want to tell you guys why I like Ezio so much, because I was teasing it.
Because he's Batman?
Because he's Batman. Now, Ezio started when he was very young, but before then, he was just like a regular rich boy. Kind of like Zorro and Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Always getting into trouble, you know, kind of, not necessarily a disgrace to his family, but he didn't really know that his family was secretly assassins. His family is rounded up by the Italian government or the church, and they're executed in front of him. And he was supposed to be executed, but he gets away.
Wow.
And then he dedicates his life to justice and goes after the people that killed his family, and then stumbles on an even bigger thing and becomes like a defender of the weak and like a hero of justice. And he basically, over the course of all his games, he becomes the leader of the new Brotherhood of Assassins and travels all over the world, uncovers the secrets of the Templars, and he does a lot of amazing things.
Yeah.
He even has his own bat cave. Like, his family's mansion has a sanctuary or a tribute to all the fallen assassins of history.
Oh, wow.
And they have like all kinds of like cool gear. He has a Lucius Fox that is Leonardo da Vinci, who makes him all kinds of cool gadgets based on...
What? Leonardo da Vinci is his Lucius Fox? Whoa,
Leonardo da Vinci was his Lucius Fox. And what I love about his Batcave is he actually gets there through like a famous person's head, like a statue. He opens up the statue and a bookcase opens up, and then he goes down into a cave.
Okay, cool.
He's also kind of like a Zorro because he sounds like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
But he's an Italian guy, so he has like the Zorro Batman vibe, plus he's the coolest assassin ever. He had the coolest gadgets. He had dual blades for hidden blades.
So
the best combat.
Zorro and Batman in one.
Yep. I always wore his black assassin's garb because he looked more like Batman, and I would always make sure that I found horses that were all black. I really hoped that they would have had a creation feature so I could have turned him into Zorro, though, with a mask and, like, the hat.
Wow.
But it was pretty close. I mean, I did feel very Zorro-like.
But he looks cool in the white outfit, too.
Yeah, that's his signature. But he was in 4 games, and he lived a very long life. And got married at the end of his life and retired. He trained a Chinese assassin, was one of the last people he trained, who wanted to go up against some type of Chinese thing. I never played the game, but he trained her, and she became one of the best assassins.
Wow.
And he trained her when he was in his 80s.
Wait, he trained a Chinese assassin, you said?
Mm-hmm. And sent her back to China to, this would have been like in the late 15 something.
Okay, 1500s.
Because he was just starting out in the early or mid 1400s, mid to late 1400s is in Florence, Italy.
Oh, okay.
So I've also upgraded my stealth stuff a little bit in terms of assassination abilities. So since I'm more versed with this game a little bit, we're going to be doing more stealth-oriented stuff.
Yep.
Because that's how I play it as Ezio. You actually don't have to alert all the guards. You can free all these guys without messing with stuff.
Bruised and beaten, but I can move.
They know that.
Stay hidden until you can slip out of the temple.
They know that you're the police person.
Yeah, I'm the Magi. Alright, I'm not fighting you, I don't need to.
You should get a raise for saving all these people.
Nope. This is a, you know... I don't even know if I make money.
It's just a day's work.
Hello! Bye-bye.
I know, the Pharaoh should pay you. I hope you get paid.
You should. Well, the Pharaoh's just kind of like a celebrity. Think of him like Justin Bieber. He doesn't really do much. Like, he's revered as a god by these people, but he's just kind of like a, just a celebrity.
Yeah, except for without the singing.
Celebrity that doesn't have talent and can kill you, like with one word, or just looking at you weird, You could be eating breakfast with the Pharaoh and you start like clicking your spoon and then that's it, It all depends on how Pharaoh is when he wakes up in the morning, Ha-ha! Ezio! Bye-bye. I can't say his whole name because it's Italian and I'm terrible with it.
No, it's okay.
I think it's Ezio Ettore or something, but yeah.
I'm not gonna guess.
No. He's awesome. That's all you people need to know.
Yeah, I think people know what Ezio you're talking about. There's only one.
His name is Zorro.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's awesome. I didn't know all those things about Ezio. Thank you.
That's just like a quick little... I could talk about Ezio for like 40 minutes.
Well, I mean,
I did.
You've played a lot of Assassin's Creed games that I haven't really watched you play. So.
You didn't really like watching them before, although you did think the one in Florence was cool when that was back when I was working for GameZone and Got Game, and I had to do 3 reviews.
Well,
I did a review for my channel, which was 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
I did a review for GameZone, which was 10 minutes, and then I did a review for Got Game, which was like 15. And each review, aside from my own, was completely different.
Yeah.
And used different footage, so
We must stop this madness.
I think I had to play through the game like 4 times.
Until you can get out without being seen.
Yep.
And that was the hardest I've ever had to work.
Oh no, you got your suit muddy.
I can actually clean off the blood and the mud by going in water.
I was always wondering about that. When you wear white, it gets dirty so easily then.
Yeah.
So impractical.
You wouldn't think they would blend in with the crowd when their like clothes are like stained with blood, but they still get away pretty easily. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you would think you'd have to do like what Aladdin is, grab a sheet that's like hanging up and like put it around you that make yourself look like somebody else or something.
Well, the reason why they wear
Disguise.
white, Altair was a crusader, or during a night.
Oh.
So white was supposed to be purity from the church to go and commit their their stuff. So
Yeah.
the assassins, even in the modern age, Desmond Miles, he wore white as well. He had a white
it's kind
sweater.
of like, they're killing people, but they're still considered pure because they're doing it for a good cause, like thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what.
Supposedly. So killing people makes you feel better because you're wearing white. It's like I'm killing people, but it doesn't count.
Ezio had the hardest shock out of all the assassins, though, because he was the one to stumble in the fact that the entire assassin order is actually it's all based on aliens. Like,
Oh my god.
there are no gods, and he was a Christian too. That's one of the reasons I loved Ezio, is he would actually do the last rites when he would kill somebody.
Oh right. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
And he had his whole face shaken when he ran into aliens, but he was just kind of like, you know what? He says, I can still be a protector of the people, and even though you tell me that God doesn't exist, I still believe he does. Because the world is not completely evil, and
Yeah.
I'm going to fight all the injustice. So, it was kind of cool that he told off Juno a little
That
bit.
is kind of cool, actually. Mm-hmm. I mean, just because something is there that shakes your faith doesn't. I mean, you never know the whole story.
But he was really awesome. I mean, some of his later games, he didn't seem as cool as when he was a teenager, but I still played them because it was Ezio. I was like, yes.
Yeah, well, that's the plushie they always have at games. Stop.
They have a plushie of him?
They always seem to have, once in a while, they have
Whoa.
Ezio plushies, yeah. They've had them in the past.
Now, just so you know, we are at the Temple of Amun right now, but I actually don't know how to get inside of it. They had the cutscene of, where his son and him went,
Yeah.
and I've been some places here, but I still haven't really...
Oh,
it's big.
Man, that guy's big.
Yeah, it's a big area, so I know there's an entrance
it's like
somewhere.
a temple complex. I think there's like 3 different. Well, what I was looking at before was like there's 3 different gods that ended up being in the same area, like 3 different gods that they were worshiping there. So it's like a giant, enormous thing.
Yep.
Yep.
But, I mean, I guess I could do a stream or something, but I mean, we're basically trying to progress the story right now. There's an underground to this, as you guys know, and there's some loot here, but it's not really... After you do the assassination, what you were supposed to do, you can assassinate the guy, like we did in episode 5, or you can try to save all the priests. You can do it at the same time, but usually what ends up happening, what's been happening to some people, is the marker of the mission changes to your target. So even if you go into the side mission to try to save the priests, as soon as Senyu finds your target, then your game is going to change over to, okay, you need to assassinate this person, and then afterwards you can go and free the priests if you want to.
Oh, I see.
Alright, where's that camel at?
Oh, you look so cool right now. That guy's like, nice digs. How dare you say that about my outfit?
Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. I was... Oh, blast.
He took it the wrong way. He was insulting what you were wearing.
Well, I mean, I would look very foreign compared to most people right now. I would totally stick out wearing this, and I don't care.
It's almost like, well,
Best costume ever!
Yeah.
There goes the blood. I just got it off me.
It's fine.
Nope, Magi's busy. Being awesome.
I would think that you'd need some OxyClean to help get that blood out, but...
They didn't really have that back then.
Yeah.
I mean, they had vinegar and stuff, but...
Yeah, I guess... I mean, I don't really know how people... I always use OxyClean, so I don't know the natural way to get blood out of things.
Well, a lot of the Egyptians didn't wear shirts and stuff, so, I mean, they would clean wounds and stuff with vinegar. Which...
Yeah. Ouch.
People were tougher back then. You know. We have, like, all kinds of stuff to make boo-boos go better, but back then they would have to use stinging, you know, iodine and vinegar and all kinds of stuff, which would really make you tough.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was wincing a little bit when that older woman was cleaning his wounds in the first episode.
Oh, yeah, I know.
She was singing while she did it, so, I mean, she's sadistic.
I know. Well, or you could do Rambo, where Rambo had to seal off his wound with gunpowder.
Yeah, they didn't have that. This is all...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
This is all, you know, before... I mean, gunpowder is still a couple thousand years off. And...
Well, I guess it depends if... I don't know, did they have it in China at this time?
I can never understand China's placement in, you know, the whole BC AD thing. It always throws me off.
China seems to just have been
China's been around forever.
It's the oldest... I believe China is the oldest civilization that's, like, continuously been going, like...
Mm-hmm.
My son, you wanted the stars. The stone circles show the gods' places in the sky. Your grandfather once told me they also show our place in the world.
I'm going to find every stone circle, the Sphinx, and the pyramids too. And I'll find my place.
Not gonna cry!
Oh my gosh.
Ubisoft, the fields! Oh! I wish that child was alive so I could hug him!
I know. Oh my gosh.
Alright, so... Bayek's promise is to go to all the stone circles. There's 12 of them in Egypt.
You have to find them because your son said he was going to do it.
Yeah, this is what my son was going to do in his life. He loved the stars. And the Egyptians are very big on astrology. I believe they were. So,
yeah, they
and
were.
Constellations. So there's our first constellation, and that is Amon. There he is.
Pretty cool.
Didn't really look like him though. It's just kind of like a line, and
It's like a tiny little J, almost.
And that is the shell that I believe his son was wearing around his neck, which he carries with him. Ezio is moved. I know it's not Ezio, but look at that armor!
It's
Awesome!
It's not Ezio, Luke.
It is. I don't see his face anymore, so it is Ezio on a camel.
No.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name is, actually.
Bayek.
Yeah. Bayek, yeah.
Michael Bay.
I just remember he's the Magi. Whatever.
Alright, so it's time for us to finally leave Siwa. There are a couple side quests here, but nothing that's really going to gain experience for our character. And you actually can come here through Giza, or
He's.
Giza. That, if you want to. I mean,
Oh, okay, cool.
just be careful running through the desert because you will die. I knew something was off when I heard, like, my heart beating really loud in my headphones. I was like, wait a second, what's going on? And then I hallucinated and I saw my son and I saw, like, monsters running alongside me. And I was like, that can't be real. So then I stopped and I tried to, like, fight the things and they weren't real. And then he was like, what is going on? And then I kept running for a little while longer, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hallucinate again. And he just went, ugh! And then he died. And, you know, it was just kind of like desynchronization. I'm like, what? How did he die? You can't eat or drink in this game.
He died of heat stroke, probably.
Well, I mean, he was running in the desert for like 40 minutes.
I think it's implied that when you go by a civilization, you're like picking up food by osmosis when you're riding through.
Some assassins in the previous games, when you go into markets, they would do little motions where they would pickpocket an apple and start eating it.
Oh,
But
so it makes sense.
he doesn't do that in this.
Yeah, where you would actually be eating stuff.
But like all good assassins, this province is saved from the evil baddie, and it's time for us to move on to a new region. So we're going to say goodbye to our shirtless friend with the weird nipple.
Goodbye, shirtless friend.
Cover up the nipple, man!
Be sure you are ready before you go.
This is, it's so out there. It's like, hello, look at
I must
me!
leave Siwa. There are others to whom I must deliver justice. Especially the one known as the Snake.
How will you find these men?
Aya has been tracking them in Alexandria. I must find her.
She said she would be visiting her cousin at the Great Library.
Great library.
And she said if you are coming to tell you one word, Serapis.
Serapis. The god that Greeks and Egyptians share. Of course, I see.
And Bayek, do something about that beard.
Goodbye, my friend.
He's like, I'm leaving because you insulted my awesome facial hair.
He's like, you know what? Goodbye, my friend.
So, unlike other Assassin's Creed games, usually when you leave a province, you can't come back. This one, because it's like the Black Flag, which is the pirate stuff, you can revisit areas.
Cool.
And I don't really care about the future stuff, people. We're going into the year 2017 now.
Let me come down there.
Yeah, you're gonna get to see how people relive people's pasts.
Layla? Layla! Come on back. Layla, are you with me? Habibti.
Told you not to call me that.
Thing is, the fastest way to get your attention is to piss you off.
I'm paying attention.
Okay, you need to take a break. The Animus is rejecting you.
I'm fine.
Yes, but your kidneys aren't. Go add more cyclosporin before they shut down.
Yes, Nurse Geary.
That's Medical Officer Geary to you. So? How did it go?
My mods are holding. Subject's memories are perfectly clear. If this doesn't convince Abstergo to give me a place on the Animus Project, nothing will.
Amazing! Who do you have in there?
His name is Bayek of Siwa. The death of his son turned him into a killer.
Think it'd be of interest to Abstergo?
Don't start.
You know, they're not gonna be happy with how you handled this assignment.
They know I don't work by the book.
Well, this time you lit the book on fire and then stomped on it. Anyway, none of this will matter if you're comatose. Now go get that cyclosporin.
Okay, so Abstergo is bad. Assassins are good.
Wait.
She's a bad guy.
No way.
The,
Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Shut up. The
I'll
person...
get the cyclosporin when I feel like...
Oh, that's right. So how they're able to dive into this person's past since she's not a relative and doesn't have the DNA inside of her.
And I will guide you home.
Who are you talking to?
Bayek's mummy.
Real chatterbox, that one.
She's plugged into Bayek's mummy, so she is using his DNA to relive his memories. Because before,
I need that med kit.
you would have to be a living relative from the future
What?
in order to relive the DNA of your ancestors.
What? Wait, she's Bayek?
No, she's not.
Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
I'm so confused.
Okay.
Isn't there an assassin that is Bayek? Like,
Yes, Bayek lived in 40 BC. Okay. Desmond Miles is the ancestor of Ezio. He was killed a couple years ago trying to save the world.
Yeah.
And then they cut him up into little pieces and they put him in Abstergo to try to read his DNA to read more assassins. And they made video games about further DNA from whatever.
So we're really playing as this girl playing as Bayek?
We're playing as a scientist who has plugged into Bayek's corpse to relive his memories. She's not an assassin. She's a member of Abstergo, which are the Templars. She's bad. She's evil. She's a
How
bad
does
guy.
she know how to be all...
Because Abstergo knows how to do this. They're the ones who created the Animus.
Got the cyclosporin.
2cc should do it.
I don't like the
But
moderns.
it's Bayek's personality. She can't be Bayek.
She's not Bayek. She's reliving his life inside of this VR machine.
Can't people tell it's
I wish I
her?
was there to help.
Ah,
You do a good job looking after me, even from the hotel. And I know how you like your aircon.
Okay.
I don't understand how she knows how to pretend to be a cool guy if she's a girl.
This is so badass.
Be careful.
Okay. She's playing a video game, basically. The Animus is a VR system that plugs your consciousness into a computer that relives the DNA memories of the subject that you were trying to relive.
I'll just take...
Think of it like a really confusing version of Sword Art Online, except you don't die in it. You relive memories, and this is how the assassins train assassins, using something called the bleeding effect.
And she's not supposed to be doing it.
No.
She's hacking the system.
She's hacking. She's literally plugged into the mummy of Bayek, and she is seeing his memories and reliving his life, and it's killing her. They just said it's messing with her kidneys, and
Ugh.
she is not an actual relative of the assassins, so her DNA is not compatible.
Wow.
That's why she's using the DNA of the mummy. Make sense now?
Yeah.
Mostly? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll ask you later.
No, I'm not doing it. Assassin's Creed Origins. I told you, I don't like the future stuff. The future stuff is stupid, and besides, Desmond was awesome, and they killed him in a stupid way.
I just thought only assassins could do that. Just 48 BC.
Yeah, it took him a year to leave. And he became Ezio! Aha!
No, he's just wearing Ezio's clothes. They look nice, so he's wearing them.
No, Ezio went back in time and became Bayek, and then Bayek became even cooler. And Ezio's riding a camel, because Ezio's never ridden a camel. Now he is.
I don't think that's canon story,
We must
Luke.
protect this great land. Alexandria is where the snake thrives, and Aya lives. I must find them both. Yamu, home to my old friend Menehed. He will be in the temple. He always is.
And now we actually get to see what an Egyptian village would look like.
Or city. Yeah.
Nope, this is a village.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Lake Mariotis. Mariotis something.
Because I recognize those fields from, like, when I watched, like, the Moses things.
Oh, yeah.
So this looks more like an Egyptian
Man, look at the size of those ferns. They're
settlement.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Or, wait, maybe those are supposed to be palm trees. I can't tell.
Yes, Ezio. He's running around cool, so gasp. Gasp in amazement!
Bayek!
Anyway, guys and gals, that does it for Ezio. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and get this free costume by becoming a member of Ubisoft in their Ubisoft store and or
Yay.
Ubisoft Club. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. with more Assassin's Creed Origins. God bless and happy gaming.
See ya!